Hi guys, Victoria Paxton here. Thanks for stopping back by my YouTube channel. Okay, so it's the beginning of another week. Happy week. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything. Okay, so this one's really, when I say it's going to be a long one, it's going to be a long one. Okay, Kelsey Berreth. All right, so Kelsey Berreth was born on September 15th, 1989 to Cheryl and Daryl Berreth. Cheryl and Daryl, rhymes. Kelsey had a brother named Clint. She was 29 years old when she disappeared on Thanksgiving Day in 2018 from Woodland Park, Colorado. What is up with all these people in Colorado going crazy and like killing people and people missing? Okay, so Berreth had been in a relationship with 33-year-old Patrick Frazee. Berreth and Frazee shared a 1-year-old daughter. At the time of her disappearance, Kelsey was living in Cripple Creek, Colorado. She was a flight instructor at Falcon Air Force Base in Grand Junction, and she went on to work for DOS Aviation in Pueblo, Colorado. On December 2nd, 2018, Cheryl Berreth, Kelsey's mom, contacted the Woodland Park Police Department and requested a welfare check on her daughter. Cheryl had been unable to contact Kelsey for over a week, and that was highly unusual. Upon arrival, law enforcement noticed both vehicles at home. Her purse and cell phone were missing, and there were stale cinnamon rolls on the counter. Cheryl filed a missing persons report. Kelsey was last seen at Safeway on video surveillance with her 1-year-old daughter at 12:27 p.m. November 22nd in her hometown of Woodland Park. The father of her daughter, Patrick Frazee, said he last saw her on November 22nd during an exchange of their daughter. He told Cheryl he received a text from her cell phone on November 25th. Her employer also received a text from her cell phone on November 25th stating that she was taking the following week off. Multiple searches revealed evidence that led investigators to conclude that Kelsey is no longer alive. On November 25th, Kelsey's phone pinged near Gooding, Iowa at about 5:15 p.m., which is over 800 miles away from Woodland Park. On December 2nd, after her mom reported her missing, law enforcement contacts Kelsey's place of employment and discover the text that they had received from Kelsey. Kelsey's mom reached out to Patrick, and he tells her about the last text he received on November 25th. December 11th, law enforcement holds a press conference. Patrick is not in attendance. Patrick is seen leaving an attorney's office with the baby. He refuses to speak to reporters. December 13th, candlelight vigil is held for Kelsey. Guess what? Patrick is not in attendance. Law enforcement is granted a search warrant. December 14th, law enforcement executes a search warrant on the Frazee's property. Patrick Frazee's red truck is confiscated. Patrick's attorney releases a statement that he is cooperating with law enforcement. Law enforcement escalates the case from a missing persons case to a suspicious case. Frazee has yet to sit down with law enforcement. He is communicating via his attorney. Wonder why that is. Kelsey's parents still haven't seen their granddaughter. Second press conference was held. Patrick chose not to attend. December 15th, 2018, Woodland Park Police announced a $25,000 reward for information leading to Kelsey's safe return. December 16th, 2018, investigators say Kelsey remains missing after a search at her fiancé's 35-acre property over the weekend draws to a close. December 18th, 2018, investigators returned to Frazee's property for a routine follow-up search of his property. December 20th, investigators were at Kelsey's house for hours, carrying out several items of evidence covered by brown paper bags. A ladder was taken inside, and neighbors could hear loud noises of hammering as law enforcement searched the townhouse. It was the second follow-up search of Kelsey's home in 2 days. December 21st, Patrick Frazee is arrested as he was leaving his ranch with his daughter Kaylee and his mother Shirley Frazee. Frazee is charged with first-degree murder and solicitation of first-degree murder, and the district attorney indicated that another arrest in the case was possible. Frazee's bail was denied. Good. Police did not reveal what evidence led them to arrest Frazee, but did say that they do not believe Berreth is alive and they suspect that a violent crime took place at her townhouse in Woodland Park. Kelsey Berreth was removed from the Frazees and placed in protective custody of Colorado. December 22nd, the Twin Falls Police Department of Idaho said that the FBI contacted the department and the Twin Falls County Sheriff's Office on December 15th to request assistance with the investigation to, quote, to prepare and serve several search warrants as well as processing some items of evidence, close quote. December 22nd, a temporary emergency custody order was made by the Teller County Department of Human Services on that day that placed Kaylee in the temporary physical custody of her maternal grandparents while granting custody to DHS. A surprise motion was filed by Sheila Frazee, mother of Patrick, demanding that she wanted parental custody of her granddaughter. December 31st, Frazee was formally charged with 5 counts of murder. He was arraigned on 2 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of solicitation to commit murder. Multiple solicitation charges suggest he at least attempted to kill Berreth on 3 separate occasions. According to the charging documents, the solicitations happened between September 1st and November 1st. January 2nd, Crystal Kenny, a 32-year-old Twin Falls, Idaho woman, is being investigated for possibly disposing of a cell phone belonging to Kelsey Berreth. January 3rd, a second hearing for temporary custody was ruled in favor of the maternal grandparents, Cheryl and Daryl Berreth, for Kelsey's daughter to remain in their custody. Another motion has been filed by Patrick Frazee's sister to petition custody of Kelsey's daughter. Another custody hearing was set for February 7th. Guys. January 7th, Cheryl Lee Allen Berreth and Daryl Lynn Berreth filed a wrongful death suit against Patrick Frazee Friday in federal court in Colorado. February 7th, another custody hearing. The judge ruled to continue a temporary custody to the maternal grandparents. Another custody hearing will be held in April. Okay, February 8th, Crystal Jean Lee Kenny, 32, of Idaho, pleaded guilty to 1 count of tampering with physical evidence, disposing of Kelsey's cell phone, in connection with the case. Kenny agreed to testify in the trial of Patrick Frazee. Kenny was in court by a summons and is not under arrest. She will receive her sentence after the murder trial of Frazee. As part of her plea, Kenny cannot talk to the press. February 1st, a wrongful death lawsuit continues, saying a custody dispute was likely a motive to kill their daughter. Kelsey's parents state they contacted Patrick on December 2nd and asked about Kelsey. He deliberately communicated false statements, misrepresentations, and/or calculated omissions. Patrick told Kelsey's mother that he and Kelsey broke up on Thanksgiving and Kelsey agreed to evenly share custody of their daughter with him and that when she didn't respond to a text he sent, he figured she had put her phone on Do Not Disturb so that she could study. Moron. Patrick suggested Kelsey flew somewhere with a friend. Patrick allegedly told Cheryl he had enough and wasn't going to deal with things anymore. I guess not. February 19th, preliminary hearing to enter Patrick Frazee's plea to murder charges. Prosecutors alleged he beat Kelsey to death with a baseball bat after trying unsuccessfully to persuade his new girlfriend to end her life. Patrick is accused of wrapping a sweater around Kelsey's head and bashing it in with a bat before burning her body in a water trough. Sick person. Patrick tried convincing Kenny to kill Kelsey. He allegedly told his girlfriend that Kelsey was terrible and an abusive mother to their daughter, as well as a drug user. Kenny was to steal drugs and poison Kelsey's coffee. Patrick gave her the address and a photo of Kelsey. She drove to Kelsey's home with a Starbucks cup in hand. When Kelsey answered, she lied about who she was and could not go through with the plan. After 3 unsuccessful murder attempts, Patrick became angry and decided to kill Kelsey himself. Crystal said Frazee asked her to go to Kelsey's apartment to clean up the blood. She spent hours scrubbing the home and described it as horrific. Frazee even asked her to search for a tooth near a vent in the home. Sick POS. When Crystal refused to help dispose of her body, Patrick stuffed Kelsey into a black tote bag and took her to a farm in Fremont County. He then went and celebrated Thanksgiving. Patrick then allegedly put the body in a water trowel, doused it in gas, and added wood before lighting it on fire. He is believed to have left the remains at either a dump or in a river. Police investigating Kelsey's disappearance said they found blood on her toilet, the outside of her bathtub, the bottom of a trash can, on the walls, the floor, a towel rack, the vanity, and an electrical outlet. Patrick was hit with additional charges, including tampering with a body and counts related to a crime of violence. Tuesday, February 26th, Midway Landfill is searched for Kelsey's remains and any evidence possibly connected to the missing mother. The search was expected to take several months to complete. Wednesday, March 6th, more details in the case are revealed in newly released search warrants. Wednesday, August 21st, a P-15 form, or a proposed order to endorse alternate suspect, was filed on July 25th in Tulare County District Court in the case of People of the State versus Patrick Frazee. Frazee pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder, tampering with a deceased human body, and a crime of violence in connection to Kelsey's presumed death. September 17th, Frazee's attorneys had until 11:59 p.m. Monday night to file paperwork to name an alternate suspect. That deadline passed without any paperwork filed. Well, gee, go figure, because guess what? There is no alternate suspect. He's a freaking psycho, and he did it. How about that? On October 28th, jury selection began in Tulare County District Court, where Frazee will be tried on 2 counts of first-degree murder, 3 counts of solicitation to commit murder, 1 count of tampering with a dead body, and 2 counts of crime of violence. It was a really detailed trial, and he basically hung himself. He acted like he didn't care about Kelsey, didn't care that she had gone missing, and of course, the police picked up on that, November 15th, testimony in Frazee's murder trial concluded. The defense team didn't call any witnesses, not even one. So Patrick Frazee received life plus 156 years in prison with no chance for parole. Right away, when I first saw her name, I was getting a few things. I was getting Deck, but then I was getting Decker. I don't know what that means. I was seeing a busy roadway, maybe it was a highway. I was seeing buildings, hotels. It seemed to be a pretty populated area that I kept seeing, and I'm not sure why I was seeing that. You know what else I was seeing was cabins almost, but they're not like teeny tiny cabins that you just walk in, it's one room. They were a little bit bigger than that. I don't know. Okay, so I was getting that, but then I was able to connect with Kelsey, and I have to tell you, she was just she's really pretty. Really, really pretty. So she talked about her daughter, her family. She even talked about Patrick. She spoke about how much she had loved him and how, he had just changed after the baby was born. He had just become really jealous and really possessive. And it had went from, they were head over heels in love to he was really nasty and mean and violent. So she said something that really threw me off. She said that she has completely forgiven Patrick. Yeah. She said that, as much as she hated being away from her daughter's in good hands, and yeah. Yeah, so that kind of blew me away. She's a better person than I am. I don't know that I would be able to forgive someone that murdered me like that. She said that he was desperately afraid of losing his daughter. That when he found out, when she first approached him and said that she wanted to break it off, and she said, but, we can share custody. And she said he basically just kind of snapped. He said, I'm not going to be without my daughter. And yeah, he snapped. She said she didn't want to go into too many details about the end. She just said that fortunately she only felt the pain for a few seconds and then she couldn't feel any more pain, which is a good thing because he beat her to death with a baseball bat and then set her on fire. So she said, you know, she didn't want to go back to that place. She didn't want to talk about that, which I don't blame her. I explained to her like the area that I was seeing. I said, I don't know why, but I keep getting this. It's like a busy highway. And then I'm seeing like hotels and then these like things that look like cabins, and it's really populated. And I said, I was getting the word deck and decker. She didn't know what the deck and decker, she didn't know specifically what that meant. She went to like answer me to say something, and then she was like, well, no. So I don't think she really knew what that part of it meant. But she said that what I was describing, like the area sounded familiar to her. So I'm not sure why she, I guess maybe because he technically killed her in her townhouse, maybe she didn't see what happened to her after that. I said to her, I understand, you know, if you being killed in your house. And she said, I chose not to see my final resting place. And I said, yeah, that's different. So apparently she had the choice. She had an option. Yeah, she was talking about, you know, just how drastic things had changed. You know, she said, especially 9 months, last 9 months, how things had changed. And she said it really, Patrick had taken a turn for the worse after she had the baby. Like he had just snapped or something is what she said. So she was saying that, you know, she had told me before about, you know, when she would bring up wanting to leave him. And she said the last time they were talking, which is the morning that she remembers was her last day, she said there was just something different in his eyes. She said, you know, he had been scary before when he had become abusive, but she said no. There was something different in his eyes. And she said she couldn't put her finger on it, but it was just different and scary. So, yeah. She said, you know, there was a lot she needed to work through after she crossed. And, yeah. It's just another sad case, y'all. Like, it just baffles me. Like, yeah. I mean, people just don't, I don't know. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a good week. Be nice, be kind, stay safe, stay healthy. I was hearing this morning that they're on their way to getting a vaccination out pretty quickly, so that's good. Check on your family, you know, and yeah, that about does it for me. Bye, guys.